By myself. By myself. I prefer to work by myself. I prefer to work by myself. By chance. By chance. We met by chance. We met by chance. By force. By force. They took control by force. They took control by force. By law. By law. Smoking is prohibited by law. Smoking is prohibited by law. By heart. By heart. I know the poem by heart. I know the poem by heart. By mistake. By mistake. I sent the wrong email by mistake. I sent the wrong email by mistake. By profession. By profession. She is a doctor by profession. She is a doctor by profession. By default. By default. The settings are saved by default. The settings are saved by default. By design. By design. The system was created by design. The system was created by design. By request. By request. The report was prepared by request. The report was prepared by request. By popular demand. By popular demand. The show was extended by popular demand. The show was extended by popular demand. By all means. By all means. You should try it by all means. You should try it by all means. By the book. By the book. He always does everything by the book. He always does everything by the book. By definition. By definition. A square is by definition a four-sided shape. A square is by definition a four-sided shape. By no means. By no means. I am by no means an expert. I am by no means an expert. By comparison. By comparison. This task is easy by comparison. This task is easy by comparison. By degrees. By degrees. The temperature rose by degrees. The temperature rose by degrees. By reputation. By reputation. I only know him by reputation. I only know him by reputation. By example. By example. A good leader leads by example. A good leader leads by example. By word of mouth. By word of mouth. I heard about it by word of mouth. I heard about it by word of mouth. By the door. By the door. She is waiting by the door. She is waiting by the door. By the window. By the window. He stood by the window, watching the rain. He stood by the window, watching the rain. By the river, by the river. We had a picnic by the river. We had a picnic by the river. By the sea, by the sea. They live in a house by the sea. They live in a house by the sea. By the road, by the road. A small cafe stands by the road. A small cafe stands by the road. By the beach, by the beach. I love staying in a hotel by the beach. I love staying in a hotel by the beach. By my side, by my side. She always stays by my side. She always stays by my side. By the entrance, by the entrance. There's a security guard by the entrance. There's a security guard by the entrance. By the lake, by the lake. We built a cabin by the lake. We built a cabin by the lake. By the park, by the park. There's a small shop by the park. There's a small shop by the park. By your house, by your house. I walked by your house yesterday. I walked by your house yesterday. By the tree, by the tree. He left his bike by the tree. He left his bike by the tree. By the lamp post, by the lamp post. A cat was sitting by the lamp post. A cat was sitting by the lamp post. By the stairs, by the stairs. He waited for me by the stairs. He waited for me by the stairs. By the fireplace, by the fireplace. We sat by the fireplace drinking hot chocolate. We sat by the fireplace drinking hot chocolate. By the shop, by the shop. There's a bus stop by the shop. There's a bus stop by the shop. By the mountain, by the mountain. The village is located by the mountain. The village is located by the mountain. By the riverbank, by the riverbank. Fishermen gather by the riverbank every morning. Fishermen gather by the riverbank every morning. By the alley, by the alley. A stray dog was hiding by the alley. A stray dog was hiding by the alley. By the station, by the station. My office is by the station. My office is by the station. By car, by car. We travelled by car. We travelled by car. By bus, by bus. She goes to work by bus. She goes to work by bus. By train, by train. We reached the city by train. We reached the city by train. By plane, by plane. They flew to Paris by plane. They flew to Paris by plane. By bike, by bike. He prefers to go to school by bike. He prefers to go to school by bike. By boat. By boat. We went to the island by boat. We went to the island by boat. By taxi. By taxi. They arrived by taxi. They arrived by taxi. By subway. By subway. I always commute by subway. I always commute by subway. By foot. By foot. He went to the market by foot. He went to the market by foot. By air. By air. The package was sent by air. The package was sent by air. By post. By post. She sent the letter by post. She sent the letter by post. By mail. By mail. I will confirm my appointment by mail. I will confirm my appointment by mail. By email. By email. Please send the details by email. Please send the details by email. By phone. By phone. I will contact you by phone. I will contact you by phone. By text. By text. She informed me by text. She informed me by text. By radio. By radio. We received the news by radio. We received the news by radio. By television. By television. The announcement was made by television. The announcement was made by television. By messenger. By messenger. The king sent his orders by messenger. The king sent his orders by messenger. By hand. By hand. The documents were delivered by hand. The documents were delivered by hand. By Morse code. By Morse code. They communicated by Morse code. They communicated by Morse code. By noon. By noon. Finish your work by noon. Finish your work by noon. By midnight. By midnight. I need to be home by midnight. I need to be home by midnight. By tomorrow. By tomorrow. Please submit your report by tomorrow. Please submit your report by tomorrow. By next week. By next week. The project should be done by next week. The project should be done by next week. By 5 p.m. By 5 p.m. I will be there by 5 p.m. I will be there by 5 p.m. By summer. By summer. They plan to move by summer. They plan to move by summer. By winter. By winter. The construction will be finished by winter. The construction will be finished by winter. By the weekend. By the weekend. Let's decide by the weekend. Let's decide by the weekend. By the end of the month. By the end of the month. The payment is due by the end of the month. The payment is due by the end of the month. By morning. By morning. I hope to hear from you by morning. I hope to hear from you by morning. By evening. By evening. He should arrive by evening. He should arrive by evening. By Tuesday. By Tuesday. I need your answer by Tuesday. I need your answer by Tuesday. By Friday. By Friday. The results will be out by Friday. The results will be out by Friday. By next year. By next year. We hope to expand our business by next year. We hope to expand our business by next year. By now. By now. You should have finished by now. You should have finished by now. By the time I arrive. By the time I arrive. Please be ready by the time I arrive. Please be ready by the time I arrive. By 2030. By 2030. The world may change significantly by 2030. The world may change significantly by 2030. By sunset. By sunset. We must reach home by sunset. We must reach home by sunset. By dawn. By dawn. We need to leave by dawn. We need to leave by dawn. By then. By then. She should have recovered by then. She should have recovered by then. By Shakespeare. By Shakespeare. This play was written by Shakespeare. This play was written by Shakespeare. By Picasso. By Picasso. The painting is by Picasso. The painting is by Picasso. By Mozart. By Mozart. The symphony was composed by Mozart. The symphony was composed by Mozart. By Einstein. By Einstein. The theory was proposed by Einstein. The theory was proposed by Einstein. By a famous author. By a famous author. This book is by a famous author. This book is by a famous author. By a well-known director. By a well-known director. The movie was directed by a well-known director. The movie was directed by a well-known director. By the President. By the President. The law was signed by the President. The law was signed by the President. By my teacher. By my teacher. I was taught by my teacher. I was taught by my teacher. By the government. By the government. The policy was implemented by the government. The policy was implemented by the government. By my parents. By my parents. I was raised by my parents. I was raised by my parents. By an expert. By an expert. The analysis was conducted by an expert. The analysis was conducted by an expert. By a scientist. By a scientist. The discovery was made by a scientist. The discovery was made by a scientist. By an artist. By an artist. The mural was painted by an artist. The mural was painted by an artist. By a chef. By a chef. The meal was prepared by a chef. The meal was prepared by a chef. By the manager. By the manager. The decision was made by the manager. The decision was made by the manager. By the referee. By the referee. The goal was disallowed by the referee. The goal was disallowed by the referee. By the judge. By the judge. The verdict was given by the judge. The verdict was given by the judge. By the audience. By the audience. The performance was well received by the audience. The performance was well received by the audience. By nature. By nature. Some people are kind by nature. Some people are kind by nature. By accident. By accident. I found this book by accident. I found this book by accident.